Alright y'all, welcome to another video, another vlog. Y'all see I'm sitting down. So yeah, it's gonna be a talking video. If you don't like to talk or you don't like to hear the stories and all of that on the motivation, you know, you can go ahead and exit now, wait for another video tomorrow. Tomorrow probably gonna be action, possibly another big rim budget build video. A lot of stuff in the motion with that. And if you haven't saw the new episode, well, the first official episode, make sure you go check that out now. I dropped it yesterday. So today, man, I want to talk about this car right here, cause when I go to the tracks and stuff or online, I get a lot of questions asking when Big Meech coming. That's the name of this car for people that's new, and people that don't know me or you know just now getting to know me. This is my baby, and that's why it's getting a special video. That's why I'm sitting down. Cause I really want to tell the story behind this car. Like, this car got sentimental value to me, so cost a lot of memories and stuff too. But I'm gonna tell y'all the full story. I have never told the story of this car on my channel, where it come from, where I got it, where it went, all of that, because it been gone for a long time. But name of this car is Big Meech. Exactly how you see it is pretty much how it used to look when I first owned it, minus this hood. I had a cowl hood on it, but it was all prime and it was done the right way. Somebody bolted that on in between you know, the car switching hands and stuff. But a lot of people ask me when this car coming. Now I want to answer that. The main reason I haven't started on this car is because this is my baby. And out of everything else I own, this gonna have the most expensive stuff on it, from top to bottom. Like, I mean, I'm gonna race it, but I'm still gonna cruise it on the streets and stuff. It's gonna have suspension done, from A-arms to springs, shocks, everything on it. It's gonna have a very serious motor in it, so it's gonna cost some thousands. Like it's gonna be like nothing. It's the Camaro. The Camaro is a 5-figure car, but this gonna be a beast. And people probably saying, why you want to do that in a box Chevy? I mean, I always been a fan of big cars like this. Ladybug, man, I saw some boy. Hey, I'm finna stop everything. I'm gonna keep it in there though. I ain't cutting it out. But yo, look, I came in the game racing with a big car. Before it was a thing to race box Chevys. I've been racing box Chevys seriously, cause I used to pull up at gas stations and people like, why you want a white, black, just old, young? Why you want to put a motor in a box Chevy? And it was because everybody wasn't doing it. But now it's not uncommon to see. But to get to the point, this car, I got this car back in 2009, I believe, 2009, when I got this car. Early 2009, because the car I owned before this was a box Chevy. I wasn't on YouTube then. It was a black box Chevy. I had bought it from an old guy. He's deceased now, rest in peace to him. I bought it for $400, not this car, the car before this. I bought it for $400. It was a box Chevy, and it was burgundy. And you know, over time, me and my uncle and stuff, I started getting into motors and hot rodding, and that's the car that I first started with. And man, I painted it, had just put some 24s on it back in it was 2008, late 2008, October, I think, if I remember right, October 2008. And I was working at Walmart distribution center at the time. Somebody actually stole my car off the job. So they stole that car off the job. Then 30 days later, I bought a Cutlass. I built the whole entirely new motor, put the Cutlass together, played with it for a second. But that's when I saw this. My cousin Mike, he's the original person that put this car together. My older cousin, and you know, he had 24s on it with the spinners and stuff. It been years ago, before everybody was riding 24s. And I saw the car, man. I always wanted the car, but back then I really couldn't afford it. To be honest, I mean, he had it years before me. I couldn't afford it, but I always wanted the car. So when my black box Chevy got stolen from Walmart, I put the Cutlass together in about 30 days. Then it's a guy from my hometown had got this car, but it was just a body. My cousin had sold it, and you know, people took the motor out, and you know how stuff go, and it was just a body. The guy that owned this car, he really wanted the G body. He wanted the Cutlass. So we worked some stuff out. We did some trading. Of course, I had to put some money with it because this car was nice. And I got this car, and I just kept my motor and stuff out the Cutlass. I put everything over in this car, and that's when, you know, everybody started seeing this car on YouTube. I had a small block 355 at the time. Later on, added nitrous to it. Then later on, put a rear end in it, and just little by little started building onto it. Had 24s, multiple sets of rims on it. That's why I said I come from big rim racing, man. I've been in the game before a lot of people that y'all fan favorites of and stuff. Even though, you know, all of us pretty much been in it a long time, but I've been in it, I say online, you know, being online with it before a lot of people. But yeah, that's when, you know, it wasn't even Big Meech then. The car wasn't called Big Meech. It had a small block 355. Man, I used to be in Atlanta a lot because I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Monroe, Georgia, which is about 45-50 minutes from downtown Atlanta. But people used to see me on like the DVDs and see me and my boys. We'd be up there riding and stuff. We'd be on DVDs and stuff. We were putting our own DVDs out and all of that. So the car got known on the internet. Then I seriously got into racing. I set the car down probably a year, 2 years, and me and Unc built the big block. That's when everybody really started knowing the car. That's when it got the name Big Meech. And I probably put a clip in somewhere right now, some. But yeah, y'all saw I stuck the clips in there, you know, a few clips so y'all could see. But that's when the car became Big Meech, and it had a big block 460 in it, built from top to bottom, nitrous on it, electronics, all of that stuff, shocks. You know, I started messing with it I don't even know if the shock's still on the back of this thing or on the front. I haven't even checked that, but it had all of that. Fuel line, half-inch fuel line, bigger fuel line from front to back. I wanted to get a little serious with racing, but it still had to be a street car. So fun fact, I used to daily drive this car. Like, this was the only thing I had. I went through a spill, man, where I went through a spill where I ain't had nowhere to stay, you know, cause I ain't get along with my parents at the time. You know, I got kicked out and all of that, which was the second time, and then I was gone, and I was staying with somebody that was like she was like a mama to me, you know, my cousin's mom. She was like a mama to me, and but at the time, you know, it wasn't no rooms available, so I stayed there for a couple of nights. And thank God for my two partners, man, David and Deuce. Man, they knew about the situation. They found out about the situation. They had an extra room in their apartment, and they were like, man, I can stay until I get on my feet. And I was working at Walmart distribution center, but check to check, man, I didn't even have enough money to get me an apartment. You know, it took me a whole month to get me an apartment, like, for real. I'm not ashamed of it or nothing. It took me a whole month to stack up enough money to get an apartment and stuff. But I still had this car, and you know, the reason I was able to do little stuff to this car for a certain time period, I was in the house with my parents or whatever. So you know, I pay a bill, and then you know, you got all the money to play with. So that's just the reality of the situation. And then I would buy, sell, and trade stuff. So that's how I put it together. But luckily, before that situation got bad, I kind of had pretty much paid Unc off, and you know, that's my Unc, so he gonna help me out. So we got the car running, and I was driving his dually. I was driving his dually truck. I ain't have nothing to drive, man. I ain't have no way to get to work, so I was driving his dually back and forth with burning hella gas. And then, you know, we was rushing trying to get this together so I could drive it. And I actually drove this every day. I didn't have nothing else to drive except this with that big block. Now, when we started really racing it, it was toned down. You know, it had different heads on it and stuff. A lot of people didn't know that. It had different heads, intake, and carburetor on it when I was daily driving it. And you know, I drove it every day, pump gas and all of that. Had 410s in the rear end, with all that still there. And I drove it every day, man. So, you know, it was that I had this car through some hard times, man. I built some times with me and my wife. I mean, she was my girlfriend at the time. We've been together easily over 10 years, like 12 years, I think. We've been married for 7 years, so we've been together about 12 years. So she been there through it all, man. You know, through the growth and everything. But you know, memories with her and stuff in here and all of that. And then it came from my cousin originally. So basically, fast forward in the story, get the car running and all of that. Still, the only thing I had to drive, I believe in driving old schools, man. I got complete faith in old school, even with hot rods and stuff. You spend the money and time in the motor. So pretty much, wife got pregnant. She was my girlfriend at the time. She got pregnant with our first child, which we lost. You know, we lost. She was a stillborn. We lost it at 7 months. That hardest part of one of the hardest things I went through in my life, man. But getting ready for that, cause this car don't have no heater box in it. You don't know what a heater box is? That means the AC stuff removed out, the stuff to make the heat work. I took it out cause I was like, I'm just gonna pretty much kind of, it's gonna be a street car. I can drive it anywhere, but I didn't need this stuff. I didn't plan on driving in the winter. I was gonna buy another little car, but I was like, man, when she got pregnant, I started thinking, I was like, I can't drive this car every day. You know, it don't have no heat. So I'm thinking about the future when the baby and stuff get here. So I was like, man, I gotta let it go. I really didn't want to let it go. And I mean, I'm mad enough to say on camera, I was telling people, you know, I wanted to sell it and I didn't mind, but I didn't want to let the car go. I didn't. I mean, it's just the reality of the matter. But I let the car go, and let me take my timer too, y'all. I don't want to cut off on. All right, but I let the car go. I sold it. I traded, actually. I traded for a T-Top Monte Carlo. Y'all probably saw that car if you've been following sometime. I raced it a little bit with a small block 355. I mean, it wasn't built nowhere near to the caliber of this car right here, but I traded, did some trading and stuff with Mark. I think his name Mark. He stayed about an hour, 2 hours away from where I was. Saw the car called. That's when Craigslist was popping. Put it on Craigslist. Sold it with everything in it, man. And Mark got it, drove it all the way back, and this and that. And after that, I don't know where the car went. Like, I kept track of the car probably about a year. I was able to, cause after he sold it, it went back to Atlanta to some guys I know had it in Atlanta. And after they got rid of it, I don't know what happened to the car. But in the back of my mind, man, through my journey, like, of, you know, getting to this point where I'm at, I always would think about that car, man. And, you know, I really didn't want to sell this car. I mean, I had some memories with this car, man. I really did not want to sell this car. And, you know, it's like a part of the family. Like I said, me and my wife had memories and stuff. She was pregnant with our first child, whom we lost, man, you know. And you know, they just how, I don't know if it's any people that believe in God, but I do. I'm a real Christian and stuff. I'm like, that's how God worked. I mean, we lost a child, but I still end up selling this car to you know, get something better for the child. I got the Monte Carlo. It was an old school, but it had heat and all that. It was a nice car. And you know, if she wouldn't have got pregnant, I wouldn't have never sold the car. And how would I know? I wouldn't have never knew we were gonna lose a child, basically. So I thought about that. I was like, man, it was meant for me to sell the car though, and the way it happened. So basically, this car was gone 7 years. This car was gone 7 years. No, let me think. 2012. Yeah, it was gone 7 years. 7 years this car was gone, man. I didn't even know where it was at. So the way I found it is on my Instagram. Like, when I got the following up and everything, I posted a throwback video of the car, a picture. Somebody DM'd me and said, I know where that car at. I was like, man, this man can't be talking about my car. I was like, nah, you can't know where this one at. Cause in my mind, I'm like, ain't no telling what happened to the car. Somebody could have been stole it, wrecked it, painted it, changed the total look of it and everything. You know, 7 years. This is rare. This don't happen. 7 years. I'm like, that car got to be different. He sent a picture. I looked at it and looked at it. He sent a few more. I said, man, that's my car. I'm talking about, I felt like I saw a ghost. No lie. I'm like, for 7 years, and that car still looked the same color and everything. It's the same color. I said, man, I gotta have that. He told me the situation going on. So a couple of months actually went by. We couldn't get everything worked out because it wasn't his car. It was a homeboy. So I was working through a middleman. And, you know, a couple of months went by. I'm like, I gotta have this car, man. And now I'm in the position. So y'all gotta excuse all noise too. But I'm in the position now. I'm like, I can get it, man. I mean, I got to have my car. And my wife, all of it, we wanted the car back, man. I wanted my kids to see the car and stuff. I'm like, man, I got to get that back. So, went down. A couple of months went by. Then I found out who owned the car, and I actually knew him, and he knew me. We knew each other pretty good, so I got in contact with him because he hit me on Facebook. He hit me on Facebook. I posted another throwback. He hit me on Facebook, said, hey, I got the car. I said, man, I got to have it. I got to have it. And man, look, I don't know if he gonna see it. I don't want to call his name and stuff. Well, I can call his name, Hot Rod or whatever. Not Cut the Check Hot Rod, another Hot Rod. But man, listen, man, thank you for real. I told him before a couple of times, but seriously, thank you, cause he didn't have to sell his car back. Like, he really didn't. He didn't have to sell the car back. Man, I got stuff walking out here. Squirrels. But he sold me the car back, man. I called Unc. I said, we got to go get my car. We got to get my car. My Unc, man, he ready to get it back into. I'm telling you, this car like family for real. He was ready to get it back, man. And after 7 years, man, I got the car back. We pulled up at Hot Rod house, and I saw this car and looked the inside. I was like, it's really like I saw a ghost. The only thing that would change, now I had a little dent in the quarter panel over there, and you know, it actually happened at my in-laws house Christmas time. You know, it got wet. It actually started snowing, so I'm trying to go ahead and leave before it get too bad. And it got wet, and the car has a spool in it. It's posi all the time. It's not a limited slip posi, so the tires turning the same way all the time. And I gave it a little gas in the car. The tires turned over. The car started sliding, cause it's trees that line the driveway. Car started sliding and hit the quarter panel. So they actually fixed the quarter panel. So I mean, that was good right there. But everything else the same, like the paint, the top, the rim still back there that we put together. Like the interior still the same. Now I had a TV. I had a 10.5-inch TV in the top of it. They took that out, of course. But let me check my time, make sure we still rolling. All right. They took that out, the 10.5-inch TV, a lot of the electronics on the wall, like I had a three-stage retard box and stuff, MSD, 6AL, 2, and some more stuff. All of that was taken out, and a little more stuff. My line lock still there, but pretty much everything was just as I left it, man. I'm like, I can't believe this. This don't happen. Like, a car get gone 7 years and nobody changes it. Like, it don't happen, man. So that's why this car real important to me. I'm just happy to have it back. So I'm not in a rush, cause I'm gonna do it right. I'm just trying to do other stuff in between time to keep content coming for y'all, and you know, to show people to do stuff on a budget. Cause this right here might not be something a lot of people can relate to. Cause I am gonna spend a lot of money in this car. I mean, I'm gonna spend a lot of money in this car. So that's why I'm saving it for last, cause and I want to have everything else, you know, position in life. Cause it's more to life than these cars anyway. Especially with me, it's a lot more to life than cars. So that's why I sold the truck. Cause I'm like, I'm not about to have 1,000,001 hot rods floating around here, and I got 3 now. So I didn't want more than that. Then my wife got an old school, and we got other stuff. Like I got the F-150 still, the Coyote truck. I want to do a little stuff to it. So I'm like, man, it's other priorities in life. So, and me, you know, like I said, I told my wife, we know I'm gonna stick a lot of money in this car. So when I do this car, that's probably gonna be the only car I do for that year, whenever I choose to do it. Like, I'm not gonna be messing with nothing else. And yeah, that's it, man. Like, that's the story behind this car. Like, I want to tell people, because it really means a lot to me. Like, it's sentimental. This, out of everything I own, I don't value materialistic stuff, but this going to be the one car that never goes anywhere. Like my wife, Monte Carlo, we're about to do. It's sentimental value too. It comes from a family member, so she gonna keep that forever, and I'm gonna keep this one forever, because we're gonna pass them down. I got two little girls, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. So, you know, they're each gonna get one of these cars. So this right here not going nowhere, man. Like, it's not going nowhere. They loved the car when they first saw it anyway. You know, I had showed them little videos and stuff, but it's not going nowhere. Like, so everything got to be done right. So that's the hold up on the car for people wondering all that. That's the story of this car. I just want to sit down and kind of really tell people like the meaning and all of that. And my little brother, he my homeboy. He really like my little brother. He the one that actually named the car. Brand, shout out to Brand. Brand named the car, man. The name fit perfect. Big Meech, man. Like, if you know Big Meech was a boss, man. He was the man. That's all I can say. He was the man or whatever. So Big Meech, I said big block. It was actually a mild, pretty mild big block. People probably gonna wonder. Like I said, it was a 460. It was a pump gas motor, nice size cam and stuff in it. The heads, I wanted them heads, man. I think Hot Rod kept the heads, but he know his stuff. The heads were. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Like, the port work, hours and hours of port work in them, man. If you were to take them, disassemble them heads, and people saw them, they'd be like, God, leave it. Yeah, it was a nice little setup, 400 trans and stuff. But this time it's going boost, of course. Y'all know I'm not a nitrous man no more. I'm boost. So it's going boost. I was gonna do the X275 setup. Somebody thought I was joking about doing it, cause they were like, "Do I know how much the program costs?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I know how I've been around racing for years. I know what type of money it takes to get into X275. You know, it takes some money." But with that extreme of a motor, driving it kind of be out, and I don't want to do that with none of my cars. I have to be able to drive all my cars. That's why even with the Camaro, I'm not going to the extreme. The Camaro probably, realistically, when I get finished, the Camaro probably be a high 5-second car. I'm being realistic. It'll probably be a high 5-second car. But drive it anyway. You got AC, you got heat. Everything works on that car. Everything. Some people say that, and everything don't work. Everything works on that car. So, Big Meech, you know, I have to still be able to drive it. Now, it's definitely going to be over 1,000 horsepower to the wheels with no problem. It's definitely going to be that. But it's not going to be to the point where I can't drive it no more, you know. And I'm not talking about put around town. Like, if I want to put it on the road and go 40, 50 miles away, I'll be able to do that. So, probably not as fast as other people in traffic, but I'll be able to do it without having to worry about, you know, overheating, mechanical failure, and all of that. So, that's it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I've been wanting to do it. It was pretty outside today. It feel good. So, I felt like it was the perfect time to tell y'all the story about the car to people that don't know, and why, like, you'll always see this car on the channel. Probably the Camaro too. The Camaro been growing on me. My kids love that car, so I don't know. It might stay around, who knows. But that's it, man. That's it. I hope y'all excited for that big rim budget build. First time this been done on YouTube. Now I'm telling you, nobody has done it. I know it. So first time this been done. Another episode may be coming tomorrow or before this week is out. But I definitely got some Camaro content coming for y'all tomorrow probably. I'm gonna show y'all how to drive a reverse manual valve body car. I've been wanting to do a how-to video. A lot of people know how to operate reverse manual valve body, even though it's straightforward. And I'm gonna talk about loose and tight converters and stuff, and show y'all the difference with that Big T Performance torque converter in there. All billet, which I must say, David killed it. His number is on the screen right now. Y'all need to hit him up. He's in Georgia. He ships worldwide. That converter, I'm telling you, that converter put that car on another level. People might think I'm bluffing, but if you know your stuff, if you put the right converter in your car, man, you can drop some tenths. You can knock some tenths off your ET for real. You can feel the difference. But David spec that converter, man. Is I'm telling you, Big T Performance torque converters. Hit him up. He does ship everywhere. Get you an all billet, or you can get a stamped steel unit, man, like they sell on, you know, in stores and stuff. You can get one of them, but you get that all billet. You know, you gotta pay for it. It is what it is. You gotta pay for performance, but man, worth every penny. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. Hope everybody enjoying the content and everything. we pushing towards 16,000 subscribers. I want to hit 20 before the end of the year. So, hey, share the content out, like it. Keep watching, man. Big rim. Build coming soon. The car should be running before the year's out too. We're gonna be driving that car before the year's out. So, y'all stay tuned in to that, man. It's gonna be real nice. So, appreciate everybody. I'm out.